So after time series, let's come to next topic, special series. So in special series, basically data is arranged according to the location and geographical consideration. So that type of series basically known as the special series. So in special series, basically time factor remain constant, and in this kind of statistical series, the place changes according to the. After discussing time series, let's come to special type of series. So in this, basically data is arranged according to the location or geographical condition. So when we arrange data according to location and geographical condition, then that is called special series. So in this type of series, the time factor remain constant, and the static and the place changes. So in this kind of series, time remain constant and the place changes. As you can see the example on your screen, in this example, the sex ratio of six different cities is given as per the Indian census of 2011. So in this, there are total six states are given: Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. So for all these six states, the sex ratio is given. So so we can say that time is constant and the factor of the data is changing in this type of series. So in this series, location change and time remain constant. Next, let's come to condition series. So basically, in condition series, that if the data series is classified according to the changes occurring under a certain condition, then that type of series is called condition series. Okay, in this type of series, we calculate data or we consider data on the basis of some condition. As we can see in this example, which show the arrangement of 40 students in class according to their age. So what we have done in this arrangement of 40 students in class, we apply a condition according to their age. So the condition can be differed from the requirement to requirement, as you can also arrange 40 students in a class according to their height, or you can also arrange student according to their weight. So these type of condition, when we apply to some data, then that data is called condition series. So as in this example, age and number of students are given. So there are basically six ages are given in this example: 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and age 25. So we have identified the number of students in a class on the basis of their age. As the student who is 20-year old, the number of students in class are 5. So there are in class five students of 20 years of age, and there are eight students of 21 year of age, and there are 10 students of 22 year of age. So on. Okay, so basically in this condition series, because the data is arranged on the basis of the age of the look of the students, then so we can say that this is a condition series. Now let's come to the data series on the basis of construction. Basically, on the basis of construction, there are three type of series: individual series, discrete series, and continuous series. Okay, so let's first understand individual series. So basically, the series in which the item are listed signedly, that is known as individual series. So in simple terms, we can say that a separate value of the measurement is given to each item, that is individual series. Let's assume, or let's take an example: if the weight of 10 students of a class is given individually, then this result series will be individual series. Okay, so basically there are two types of individual series: unorganized individual series and organized individual series. So when we give uh, basically when in simple terms we can say that in individual series we give separate value for every and each item, that is individual series. Let's first understand unorganized individual series. So basically in unorganized individual series, the raw data or an unarranged mass data known as unorganized series. So when raw data is the data and its form, simply we put the investigators collected data and has not arranged in a systematic manner, then the collected data will known as unorganized data. Okay, so the data which we present through unorganized series and does not provide the investigator with any useful information, then that is known as unorganized data. So basically when we collect the data from any source, from primary source or from secondary source, then we have to arrange the data properly. If we want to apply some statistical tool or statistical test, then we have to arrange that data in a systematic manner. If we did not arrange that data, then that data series will be known as unorganized individual series. As you can see in this given example, where marks obtained from 10 students in a class are given. So, as you can see, all these marks. So, what we understand from this table is that this table show an unorganized data which is in its original form, in a raw form. So when we collect any data, then we have to arrange the data in a systematic or in a proper manner so that it can be useful for or it can be utilized for some statistical test. So these type of data are unorganized individual series or unorganized data. Now let's come to organized individual series. What are the organized individual series basically means? So a series with orderly arranged raw data is known as organized individual series. So basically there are two way of presenting organized individual series. It can be done through series number or it can be done through order of magnitude. You can say in ascending order or in descending order. So it's your choice in what type of series you are going to arrange. You are going to convert your raw data into a organized form. You can order that in ascending order or you can organize that in descending order or in a series number or in a order of magnitude. As you can see in this example also, so basically, an individual series can be arranged basically according to the series number. As this is shown in this example, that marks obtained from 10 students are arranged in a series number, which are shown basically in this table. So there are total number of 10 students: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and number of students are arranged in a manner like 60, 55, 92, 99, 78, 65, 72, and so on. So when we arrange our data in this form, then that data is in organized individual series. Okay, so this type of data is known as organized individual series. So basically, when we arrange our data in a systematic manner or in a proper series, that data is known as organized individual data. Now let's come to the second series, which is discrete series. So basically, in discrete series means if the number of observation of a study is large or arranged data is in individual series is not a solution. So in this case, discrete series is much better way to present the data. So in a series in which the individual value differ from each other by a definite amount, so in that case, in that frequency distribution series, different value of the variables are shown with their respective frequencies. So basically, the classification of data for a discrete series or for a discrete variable is known as frequency array. So basically, a discrete series or a discrete variable take a does not take a fractional value, but they take a definite integral value. So we can say that a discrete series, basically a set of data that can only take on a specific distinct value and not any value in between. So this type of data is common in business statistics, basically, where data often collected in categories and counts or in range, which we have also discussed in nominal data, ordinal data, data, in that we have also discussed this. So if we take an example of discrete series means when we are taking number of employees in a company, then we will take them 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. That is discrete series. When we have to sold some unit, then we will sold them like 100. Because we have to categorize a product on the basis of preference A, B, C, D. So these are some basic example how we use discrete series. So let's understand with an example. You can see on your screen this example is written. So in this example, if 6 students of class score 50 marks and 4 students score 60 marks and 7 students score 70 marks, 3 students score 80 marks and 5 students score 90 marks, then this information will be shown as, you can see in this table, marks and number of students. In one side we have written the marks 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. On the other hand we have written the number of students, which are 6, 4, 7, 3 and 5. So this type of data is known as discrete series. Okay, when a set of data that can only take on a specific or a distinct value and not any value in between, so that type of data basically known as discrete series data. Now let's come to the third and last part, continuous series. So basically, a continuous series is a statistical technique which is basically used to analyze and present data that can take or that can have any value with a certain range. That type of data, range or interval, that type of data is known as continuous series data. So in this type of data, this type of data is continuous in nature, in meaning, and it can be measured or it can be observed at any point along with any scale or along with any continuity. That is continuous series. So basically, if we have to define continuous series, then we can say that a continuous series is a set of data that can take any value between a certain range or interval, and it's just not specific, or it's not just distinct value like discrete data. So this type of data is commonly used in business statistic basically, where data is oftenly collected on a continuous scale. So a discrete series cannot take any value in an interval. Therefore, in case where it is essential to represent continuous variable with a range of values of different items of a given data, continuous series is basically used. So in this series, the measurement are only approximately, and these approximations are expressed in the form of class interval. So the classes are formed for beginning to end without any breaks. So on you can also be there are other names also of continuous series, which are frequency distribution, grouped frequency, series in class interval, series of group data, etc. These are the following names of continuous series. So there are also different type of continuous series: exclusive series, inclusive series, open-ended distribution, cumulative frequency series, equal and unequal class interval series, mid-value series. So these are the some types of continuous series. So basically, in continuous series, or you can say in grouped frequency series, the value of a variable is grouped into several class intervals like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, or 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, like this. Okay, so the method which is used to determine the arithmetic average in a continuous series is the same as that used in discrete series. So the midpoint of several class interval replace the class interval in a continuous series. So when it is done, a continuous series basically become a discrete series, and they are both somehow similar to each other. Okay, so this is how it works. So there are some important terms and conditions which are used under the continuous series. Basically, these conditions or terms are like class, number of classes, class limits, class interval, width of class, etc. Let's understand these types of terms which are used under continuous series. So class is continuous series, which means a group of number in which the items are placed. For example, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, so on. So it is very essential for the investigator to clearly define the class, so that they do not create any confusion. Beside, the classes should be mutually exclusive. The reason behind it the reason behind it is that it makes sure that the value of the variables came only one class, and they did not repeat. So if we talk about the number of classes, the decision regarding the number of classes of a given data usually depends upon the judgments of the individual investigator. So even though there is no strict rule regarding the number of classes, the number should not be very small or very large, and it should be between 5 to 15. So if the class number, or if the number of classes is less than 5, then each item of the data will be mentioned properly. So at the same time, in if the number of classes is more than 15, then it would become very difficult and complicated in performing the calculation. So the difference should be appropriate, and it should be clearly defined. If we talk about the class limit between the data, then it shows that class limit is the lower and the highest value of the variable with a class. Basically, in a continuous series, the class limit is formed by the two number between with vary or every class is located. So the lowest value of the class is basically known as lower limit, and the highest value of the class is known as upper limit. Suppose we have taken example where a class interval is 0 to 5. So in this, sorry, 5 to 10. So what is in this example? 5 is the lower limit and 10 is the upper limit. So if the lower limit of the class is either 0 or a multiplication of 5, then it will become very convenient for the investigator to make a clock calculation. Also, we can say that one should ensure that the class limit are whole number, and that item should be given in data, and it should include some limits also. Okay. So if we talk about the class interval, so basically class interval is basically a difference between the lower limit and the upper limit of a class. So the class interval of a series usually indicates by I or C in a formula, uh, I2 or I1 when we calculate through statistical method or any statistical method. So these are the some points should be considered in class interval. Okay, so let's consider some points about the width or the various class interval also. So normally when a class interval of the series should be multiplied by 5, it is because it grabs numbers like 5, 10, 15, etc. easily. So the width of the class interval should be such which make it convenient to determine the mid value. So basically the width of class interval should be equal as far as it is possible, and it should make it easy to represent it graphically and analyze the data. So as you can see in this example, we have explained this example of continuous series. So in this example, basically there are 15 students of a class 4 which marks between 50 to 60. There are 10 students score marks between 60 to 70. 20 students score marks between 70 to 80. Then this type of table is formed with the given detailed information. So this type of data is come under continuous series. When data is given between 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. So these type of data basically comes under a continuous series. So these are the example, these are the types for which further we will do we will solve statistics.